Matchday 3 of the AFC Champions League Two brings us to the Nassr Stadium in Goa. Hello and welcome for FC Goa against Al Nassr from Group D of the competition. The AFC Champions League Two still played in a group format rather than the league stage that has been adopted by the Champions League Elite, and Al Nassr have made quite the start. 6 points and 2 wins from 2. 7 goals scored, none conceded in their opening 2 rounds. It is the opposite, though, for FC Goa, who have lost both their opening games and have yet to score while conceding 4. It is a warm evening, as you can see, and Al Nassr are expecting a warm reception from the FC Goa supporters. Side who last season finished as runners-up in the Indian Super League regular season, some 8 points behind the champions Mohan Bagan to qualify for this competition. They lost 3-2 on aggregate in the semi-finals in their bid to become Indian champions. And there is plenty of local support as well for Al Nassr, as well as some of those who have perhaps made the journey. Well, Al Nassr are unfortunate not to be playing in the AFC Champions League Elite. They finished outside of the top 2 last season in the Saudi Pro League, which are the automatic places for the competition. But with Al Ittihad completing the Saudi Pro League and Kings Cup double, it would have meant that under normal circumstances, 3rd place would have been enough to qualify for the Champions League Elite. But then with Al Ahly going on and winning the competition, they took that spot ahead of Al Nassr. But Al Nassr now have the opportunity to become the first Saudi Arabian club to ever win the AFC Champions League 2, or indeed its forebearer, the AFC Cup. In other words, the 2nd tier AFC club competition. They certainly start not only as the favourites to go through in this group, but perhaps to go all the way as well. If they do pick up a win here, 9 points from their opening 3 games, and the job is pretty much done, you feel, for Jorge Jesus' side. 10 points generally is the watermark for progression through to the round of 16 in a group stage format. For FC Goa, a wonderful opportunity to see some of the stars of Al Nassr, although most of them are on the substitutes bench for this one this evening. And once again, there is no Cristiano Ronaldo, who doesn't travel. Al Nassr suggesting that they are managing the 40-year-old's game time, which kind of makes sense. It's incredible, really, that he's still playing at the level he is at 40 years of age, but I'm sure we will see Ronaldo in the latter stages of this competition. So we await the entrance then of the 2 teams. What makes it even tougher for FC Goa is they are out of season at the moment. The Indian Super League doesn't get underway until mid-December.
Let's welcome the teams of FC Goa and Al Nassr Club.
So here they come. The only competitive matches they are playing at the moment, as I was saying, is in this competition. They were beaten here 2-0 by Al Zawra of Iraq, and away from home the same scoreline in Tajikistan. They lost 2-0 to Istiklal, so they're looking to score their first goal of this competition this season against a team that has yet to concede one and has plundered 7 with a 5-0 win against Istiklal, and a comfortable victory as well against Al Zawra by 2-0 in Iraq. So orange against yellow tonight, a very colourful affair. Great to see both teams donning their home colours. Well, it's a change of shorts for Al Nassr this evening, as their blue clashes with the blue shorts of FC Goa. Very much the underdogs. There's even been odds quoted of as much as 33-1 for FC Goa to win this 2-horse race here this evening. But Al Nassr have rotated heavily, and when they saw the team sheet, FC Goa may just feel that they do have a chance of causing an upset. So FC Goa then, who had to come through a qualifying playoff against LC, which they won by 2-1 just to make it into this group stage. Out of season, not playing competitively, have lost their opening 2 against Al Nassr, who are flying 3 points ahead of Al Town at the top of the Saudi Pro League. Al Town, who were Saudi Arabia's representatives in this competition last season and reached the semi-finals before losing to eventual winners Sharjah. So to the teams, FC Goa go largely with the same team that was beaten in Tajikistan last time out, with the goalkeeper and back 4 in situ. In the centre of midfield, Sahid Tavora replaces Ayush Shetri, who drops to the bench on the wing. Brison Fernandez also drops out, with Udanta Singh given the nod. 4 of Goa's starting 11 hail from Spain, as does their coach Manolo Marquez. Sandesh Shingan is the captain for Goa. Sultan Al Hanam wears the armband for Al Nassr. Ado Ali Al Nakabi is the referee from the United Arab Emirates. Well, everything on paper pointing to a Al Nassr victory this evening, but you never know. Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't travelled again in a team that shows 5 changes from matchday 2. Kingsley Coman, Sadio Mane and João Felix are all here, but they all start on the bench, as does defender Mohamed Simakan. It means an opportunity from the start for Mohamed Maran, Ali Al Hassan, Abdul Rahman Harib, Haruna Kamara and Wesley, who all come in to Al Nassr's starting 11. Well, they knew this was going to be the toughest test of all. They would have been hoping to have at least a point on the board by the time it came around to Al Nassr's visit. It will be a double header against Al Nassr. These two will meet again soon when they travel to Al Nassr on match day 4. That is their next competitive game. Al Nassr have plenty of domestic matches, including a King's Cup tie against the holders and champion Al Ittihad in between this and the next meeting between these two. And they face off again on November the 5th. Plenty of Al Nassr shirts in the crowd. And by the looks of it, have plenty of support as well. I think Cristiano Ronaldo might have something to do with that amongst the locals here in Goa. And it will be FC Goa to get us underway in the orange and blue. So it's FC Goa against Al Nassr from the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Goa. Match day 3 in Group D of the AFC Champions League 2. Al Nassr, big favourites to go all the way. Certainly big favourites to win this one this evening. Has Jorge Jesus taken a bit of a liberty with the starting 11? Time will tell. Does have plenty of big guns on the bench, though, should Al Nassr find themselves in trouble. There's Ayman Yahya with the early cross in. Moreno with the header away. FC Goa already under pressure, and the turn and shot is just past the post. Taken just over a minute for Angelo to get the first attempt at the FC Goa goal. Al Nassr reached the semi-finals of the Champions League Elite last season. They were beaten 3-2 in a thrilling semi-final against Kawasaki Frontale. Yeah, the chance was there to be hit, but just dragged it wide. Angelo. Here's Ayman. Finds space again down this near side. Angelo again waiting on the edge of the penalty area for the ball to come back to him. And this is Herrera trying to bring the ball away. Drazic helping it on. Serbian on the left wing for FC Goa. Javi Severio, the centre forward from Spain. He's going to have a thankless task, you presume, this evening. Feeding mainly on scraps, you'd imagine. Here's Ayman. Shifted on again by Martinez. Just a couple of minutes in and already Al Nassr settling down into dominating the possession of the ball. Here's Ayman. Can't keep it in play. Ayman Yahya with 20 caps for Saudi Arabia. Spent most of his career at Al Nassr. From a loan spell with Al Ahly. Quick shot there of Manolo Marquez, the 57-year-old Spaniard in charge of FC Goa. Jorge Jesus, 71 now, took over in July after leaving Al Hilal in May, following 2 years in charge there. Led Al Hilal to the Saudi Pro League title and the Kings Cup double a couple of seasons ago. Knows his way to a title or two, 3-1 with Benfica in Portugal, and won the Brasileirão title with Flamengo in 2019. Same year he won the Copa Libertadores with them. Here's Ayman. Clips it back across the box. Now Sangman. Immediately under pressure. Clipped away by Timur Svar. And Al Nassr on the front foot again. Now Goa really struggling to clear their lines here. One back by Ayman. Clipped on towards Angelo, and lining up. Ayman pulls that one across the face of the goal. Well, in the early signs, you have to say, not good for FC Goa. Unsustainable to keep Al Nassr at bay if they keep up this pressure for 90 minutes. Tiwari with the goal kick. '23-year-old goalkeeper. Could have himself a real test this evening. Ayman again the intended target, but it's picked up by Udanta. And then one back by Angelo. Now Hassan alongside him. Clipped out towards Al Harib. Drazic trying to pick up the loose ball. Now Hassan. Header away by Jingan. Now Herrera plays the forward up to Severio. He's held up by Al Amri. Severio was offside when that came through. Sangman with the cross in. Here's Angelo. Good ball, picks out Camera. Haruna Camera, twisting and turning. No way through, determined defending from FC Goa. Ayman. Seeing plenty of the ball early on is the Saudi Arabian international winger. Clipped out again towards Ayman. And that's going to be a corner for Al Nassr. Harib trying to deliver the ball in. He's not a big save to make yet, to worry, but he knows one's coming. Sangman clears it away for Goa. Al Nassr win it back. Ayman. Back from Harib. Here's the captain, Sultan. Now Al Hassan. AFC Goa with everybody back behind the ball when Al Nassr have it, unsurprisingly. And it's going to be a free kick. Foul given against Borja Herrera. On by Al Hassan. Plenty of talent in the Al Nassr team, but somewhat of a mismatch the way they're set up. Plenty of attacking talent out there on the pitch. There's Abdullah Al-Amri. Now Al Hassan. To the captain Sultan Al-Hanam. Angelo. Al Hassan. Plenty in yellow in the penalty area. Cameron peeled away with his arm in the air. Cleared away by Boris. And Boris across again. Claiming he should have had the throw, Boris Singh, but it's a throw for Al Nassr. Angelo, he's looked really lively, lines it up and finds the corner. And it has taken less than 10 minutes for Al Nassr to strike first. And it's Angelo Gabriel, the Brazilian midfielder, who does so. Top draw finish from Angelo. And Goa's defence breached already. Clinical finish from the edge of the penalty area, rifled it past Rifik Tiwari in the FC Goa goal. And the 20-year-old Brazilian scores his second goal of the season, and both of them have come in this competition. He scored in the 5-0 home win against Istiklal of Tajikistan. And now he has his second AFC Champions League 2 goal. FC Goa 0, Al Nassr 1. And let's not forget Sadio Mane, Kingsley Coman, João Felix, all on the bench for Al Nassr. Tiwari launches it forwards. Amri's header. Here's Boris. Picked off by Ayman. And Boris continues the run forwards. Initially got a touch on it to get it away from Inigo Martinez. Camera feeling he should have had a free kick there. Jorge Jesus quickly onto him, telling him not to get too carried away with his complaints. It's only his 4th appearance, Camera, in all competitions this season. It's Wesley. Now Harib. No way through there for Maran. And the ball deflects back to Tiwari. Busy nights for the FC Goa goalkeeper in both of their opening rounds. Beaten 2-0 in both matches so far. That is Al Nassr's 8th unanswered goal in Group D so far. Said about the Saudi Pro League, a magnificent form under Jorge Jesus. They've won all 5 league games this season, scored 19 goals and conceded just 2 for a perfect start. It was their 2-0 win at Al Ittihad, the defending champions, that cost Laurent Blanc his job. On by Al Hassan. Now Maran. Flipped out to Martinez. Shifts it on to Ayman. And Angelo happy to see it behind for an Al Nassr corner. Amri forwards. Camera in there as well. Martinez hanging around the edge of the penalty area, taken short by Harib. Al Hassan. Switched out by Sultan. Ayman Yahya with the touchback to Harib in towards Maran. He went down spectacularly. Paul Moreno brings it away though for Goa. And Borja Herrera clipping that one over the top. All the way through though to Bento, the Brazilian, in goal for Al Nassr. Quarter of an hour so far of utter Al Nassr dominance. And they've capped it with a goal as well from Angelo. Ayman. Back by Angelo again to Al Hassan. Usually plays in midfield, but at centre-back this evening. Martinez, normally at centre-back, is out at left-back. Here's Maran. Sangman across. Angelo. Al Nassr keeping FC Goa penned in. Al Hassan. Cut out though by Boris. No sooner do they win it than they give it away again. Harib. Played back by Camera. Here's Angelo. Ayman. Lifts the cross to the back post. The header away. Only as far as Al Hassan though. Just can't get up the field, FC Goa. The pressure immense from Al Nassr. And Wesley unable to get the cross in. And now it does come in. And it's claimed by Tiwari. Given away again cheaply by Goa. Angelo into Camera, tried to slide it across. Paul Moreno did well. And there's another Al Nassr corner. Well, there's no question that Indian clubs are improving in their quality, but no Indian club has ever won either of the top two-tier AFC competitions. Goa very much the underdogs in this group. Whipped across the box by Angelo. Goa get it away only as far as Al Hassan. Now Harib. Amri. Al Sultan, the Al Nassr captain, out to Wesley. Touched in by Wesley to Maran, trying to make the opening for a shot. Strong challenge from Paul Moreno. Here's Angelo. Really lively start from him, not just the goal. Now the cross comes in. Jingan with the header away. And a foul by Angelo, and it's a free kick and a bit of respite for this embattered Goa defence. Well, he meant that one, Paul Moreno, didn't he? Great challenge. Jingan's header away. Well, it's only Goa's second AFC club competition campaign. Their first for 4 years since they made their debut in 2021. In what was the AFC Champions League. Finished third in their group, but failed to win a single game. They lost 3 and drew 3 of the group stage as it was then in 2021 in the AFC Champions League. This is actually only their 9th game in a group stage of an AFC club competition. Did win that qualifying match 2-1 here against Al Saib in the qualifying playoff. We'll go and have a player down here. It's Javi Severio, the centre forwards. You imagine he's going to have an evening of chasing a lot of lost causes, Javi Severio. Often seen as the glory position, centre forward, but it's not always like that. If your team's up against it, you barely see the ball, you have to fight for scraps, try and hold the ball up and give a bit of respite. Looks as though he's struggling a bit here. Well, Jorge Jesus taking the opportunity to get the tactics board out. Doesn't seem a great deal wrong so far. His goal separates the sides. Angelo on 10 minutes. First ever meeting, needless to say, between these two clubs. It's also FC Goa's first ever match against Saudi Arabian opposition, and Al Nassr's first ever meeting against a club from India. Good finish from Angelo. Showing his potential already in the game, the 20-year-old Brazilian. Made his name at Santos, played 95 times for them before a switch to Chelsea that didn't really work out for him. Had a loan spell with Strasbourg in France before the switch to Al Nassr in 2024. Cost 23 million euros. Al Nassr clearly seeing his potential. Now Harib's corner, headed away. And that's a poor delivery by Ayman. Tiwari launches it long. Absolutely nobody up there though. Drazic with very little chance of getting on the end of that. Al Hassan. And now Nassr can build again. Midway through the first half, it's been 22.5 minutes of constant Al Nassr dominance. Well, it looks as though they are going to have to make a change. That is Brison Fernandez left out of the starting 11, who's going to get an earlier than expected call into the team with Javi Severio's injury. Here's Angelo. Goa playing with 10 temporarily. Harib. Al Hassan. Now Wesley. Angelo. So many bodies back there in orange for Goa. Cross into the centre and the header over the top from Mohamed Maran. Well, he feels that was a chance. Rose well, but couldn't keep the header down under pressure from Sandesh Jing'an. Tiwari again going long. So there is the change. Brison Fernandez is on in place of Javi Severio. Interesting to see how they switch around. Brison usually plays wide. Looks as though Drazic has gone through the centre and he's chasing this one. Another by Bento. Borja with the attempted through ball. Because though Brison has gone across to the left side and it is Dejan Drazic through the middle. Ayman. Angelo. Now Hassan. Now Sultan. Martinez. Out to Harib. There's Ayman again. It is actually a back three that Al Nassr are playing. It was difficult to tell early on because of the pressure they were piling on Goa and everybody piling forward, but it is a back three. Martinez, Al Amri and Al Hanam. Al Hassan. Steps away from Borja. Well, Hassan again. Sultan made a storming run forward, but not picked out by Al Hassan, who went short. Is Angelo. Slips it into Ayman, who whips the ball across. Good first touch from Camara. Just couldn't get the shot away. Now he does, and now he scores. Haruna Camara makes it 2-0. It looked as though he'd taken too long to get the shot away. But Goa concede again. Good work from Angelo. Ayman's delivery. Good first touch to bring it down, but as he turned, he was surrounded by orange jerseys. Goa couldn't get the ball away. And eventually, Camara lashed the ball home for 2-0. First goal of the season for him. Not been a regular by any means at the start of the campaign. Haruna Camara. That puts Al Nassr 2 up here. Unbeaten in 10 games. Coming into this Al Nassr, and it certainly looks as though that run's going to continue. They've won 9 and drawn 1. They've won their last 8 games since a 2-2 draw with Al Ahly, and that was in the Super Cup. Lost that one 5-3 on penalties. Kept 6 clean sheets this season as well in their 10 games. And have scored 34 goals. They're averaging over 3 goals a game. You've just got a slight inkling that average may be going up by the end of this evening. Nassr with the throw. Just can't keep the ball, FC Goa. Wesley. Nassr. Paul Moreno. Now Boris. Immediately under pressure. Boris again. He's trying to get forward whenever he can. He's found Udanta. And now Boris charging forward. Has Drazic in the centre. It's a good delivery. And that was half a chance for Breeson, the substitute. Great play from Boris, the right back. Fabulous roar. Goa made it into Al Nassr's penalty area. No matter the fact they're 2-0 down, this place will erupt if they can score their first goal of this group stage. Really positive play from Boris. And not a bad ball in either. Took some good defending from Sultan, the Al Nassr captain, to header it away. Moreno. Sangwan. Back to Nassr. There's Paul Moreno. And now Boris again. Tavora back to Paul Moreno. With Tawari, who didn't stand a chance with either of the Al Nassr goals. Nassr out to Sangwan. Touch off from Breeson. Now Udanta chasing forward. Boris in support. Oh, a nice idea from Udanta, trying to backheel it to his right back. Well, any threat that has come from Goa has come down this near side. Now Hassan. Martinez. Now by Al Amri. Angelo. On by Martinez. Back from Ayman. Harib. Look at the time and space he has. Sultan. Trying to exchange the passes with Wesley. The 1-2 not quite working though. And here's Breeson. Forward by Sangwan. And Goa have a free kick here. Boris. Udanta. They've linked up quite well on this near side, Boris and Udanta, in the minimal amount of possession they've had. Free kick for Goa. Well, let's hope we do see Kingsley Coman and Sadio Mane, João Felix at some point this evening. Be terrific for the locals here in Goa to see top stars like that in action. Time for a drinks break, given just how hot it is here. A comfortable night's work so far for Al Nassr. Angelo scoring the opener on 10 minutes. Wondered if that might open the floodgates. That hasn't quite happened, but Haruna Kamara grabbing the second. And Al Nassr well on their way to 3 wins out of 3 in this group. Well, they think this is tough tonight, Goa. Of course, it's going to be even tougher at the start of November when they travel to Riyadh to face Al Nassr again. Winning that game will mathematically see Al Nassr through with 12 points. Pretty much almost there anyway with 9. That's not guaranteed though. 10 points generally is enough. Jorge Jesus will want to get this group wrapped up with games to spare, and then he can really rotate his team. Travel to Al Hazm at the weekend before that Kings Cup round of 16 match against Al Ittihad. That's a horrible draw, isn't it, for Al Ittihad, the holders, and Al Nassr. Al Ittihad will be desperate to make up for that 2-0 loss in the league earlier in the season that did for Laurent Blanc's job, the architect of their double success last season. Sergio Conceição now in charge there. Paul Moreno. Timur Sarr. Well defended by Amri. And now Angelo. And that's given away to Adanta. Ayman has it back though for Al Nassr. Martinez. On to Amri. Paul Moreno's header away. Spanish centre-back Paul Moreno will take the throw. Timur Sarr. Now Sangwan. That's a decent ball. Borja frustrated that he couldn't do more with it. It was a good spot from Akash Sangwan, who quickly takes the throw again. Touch back from Drazic. Borja trying to break through, but Hassan stopping him in his tracks. Angelo. The ball out towards Wesley. He's hit by Tiwari's clearance. It's found its way to Boris though. They're 2-0 up, and you feel like they're playing in second or third gear, Al Nassr as well. There's Amri. Goa sticking in there though, working hard. Very much the underdogs. Ayman. Wesley. Amazing run by Wesley. Goes for the spectacular, and it's the wrong side of Tiwari's post. Positive play though by Wesley, another 20-year-old Brazilian. His goals return's not bad, actually. He scored 2 goals in his 4 appearances this season. Like Angelo, was on target in the 5-0 win against Istiklal. Also scored the 4-0 win against Jeddah Club in the King's Cup in September. It's the first game he's played since then. He's actually scored 2 goals in his last 2 appearances, Wesley. It's the first time he's played, though, for just under a month. Here's Angelo. That's Wesley outside him. Camera in the centre. Wesley pulls it back. Chingan just lost where it was for a second. Here's Udanta. Right winger has had to play pretty much like a second right back for most of this first half. Udanta and Boris doubling up on Ayman Yahya. Paul Moreno's throw straight to Wesley. It looks as though he's switched wings with Harib for the moment. Al Hassan. Ayman. Now Wesley. Al Hassan. Time and space to look up and just ping the ball out to Sultan. Here's Harib. On by Amri to Al Hassan. Angelo to Martinez. Angelo, I think, was looking for a wall pass there with camera. It's a long-range effort that's off target. Well, they found it difficult to get through the Goa defence. A lot of their efforts have been from distance. Amri attempting that one. Caught hold of it well enough, but it was always going wide. No matter how much the golf in class and quality is, it's still very, very difficult to break down a team that packs its own penalty area. Sure, Jesus will be happy. 2 up, 5 minutes to half-time. Young Brazilian Angelo on the score sheet. Haruna Camara grabbing his first of the season, a player who's not seen as much first-team action as he would like. And when you rotate the team, that's what you want to see, the players given a rare opportunity performing. Nice play. Here's Breeson. Can he square it? Breeson! Goa score! And it's the substitute Breeson, who's only on because of the injury to Javi Severio, the centre-forward. Now Nassr have their defensive inquest, but just listen to that roar. Goa have their first goal in Group D of the AFC Champions League Two. Kept his cool there brilliantly, Breeson, and fires it past Bento. The first goal of this group stage, and it comes against Al Nassr. What a moment for Breeson, and what a moment for FC Goa. Well, they may still be trailing 2-1, but that goal will mean an awful lot to Breeson, these supporters, and Goa. FC Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. And therein lies a word of warning for Al Nassr if they get a little bit too comfortable. Now Hassan. Timo Svar with the throw. The confidence boost that will give this Goa team. Given away by Borja. Well, you can see the energy levels have risen instantaneously. Boris cuts in. Boris charges forward. Picks out Drazic. He's going to have to go alone. He's got absolutely no support. Up against Martinez. Ludanta. Here's Drazic. They got bodies forward. Breeson was in there. Now Angelo. Cool head when Al Nassr need it. Wesley. Well, the atmosphere has completely changed now. There's belief in the stands as well as down there on the field. Ayman is down for Al Nassr. Of course, the danger is now that it will completely awaken the beast. Al Nassr, who don't concede many goals this season, as I was saying, 6 clean sheets in their 10 matches in all competitions. But they have conceded a most unexpected goal here to FC Goa, Group D's bottom team. Well, even the locals who are wearing the Al Nassr shirts must be torn. Well, there's an example. Couple of supporters there wearing Al Nassr shirts and FC Goa scarves, and suddenly they're cheering for the side in orange. Martinez. Al Hassan. Al Amri. Here's Sultan. Angelo. Jorge Jesus will be desperate for his side to score a third before half-time, but that wasn't the best ball into camera. Oh, what an up-and-down day for Breeson. Left out of the starting 11, he'll be disappointed at that. And an injury to Javi Severio sees him come in earlier than expected, and then he pops up with what is, let's face it, an historic goal for FC Goa. Breeson foul by Sultan. Oh, the whistle's gone, the whistle is gone. Paul Moreno suddenly through. But the flag was up for offside against the Spanish centre-back. Could you imagine the reaction if Goa were to get themselves level? It seemed laughable given how dominant Al Nassr were in the opening half an hour, comfortably strolled into a 2-goal lead. And they have the quality, of course, to regain control of this game. But it's certainly given some excitement and hope to the Goa supporters. That goal from Breeson, now it's a free kick for Al Nassr. Got to get to half-time at 2-1 Goa. 4 minutes to be added on. Almost seems unfair, doesn't it, that if this match stays in the balance, then Al Nassr will just bring on Sadio Mane and João Felix and Kingsley Coman. But that is the quality that they have, Al Nassr, and that is why they are one of the favourites to go all the way and win this competition. Tiwari on his toes. It's quite a way out, but they have some good strikers of the ball. Angelo is there. Harib is over this as well. It is Harib straight into the wall. It's come back out for a first-time shot for Ayman. Goa get bodies in the way. Wesley. Now Sultan. Swings the cross in. Paul Moreno with the header away. Angelo. Here's Ayman. Not the best ball to Angelo, but he gets it back anyway from Harib. And now a chance on the edge of the box, and it's a terrific save from Tiwari to deny Ali Al Hassan. Big save that. Time to pick his spot, but didn't get it far enough away from Tiwari. Decent save. Al Nassr with the corner as we move into the last minute of first half stoppage time. Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. And what was looking like a stroll in the park for Al Nassr certainly isn't that now. Angelo with the corner though. Header away by Jingan. Fired back in first time, but straight at Tiwari. Great piece of defending from Sandesh Jingan. Threw his head in there. And he's already wearing the face mask because of a previous injury. Certainly hasn't affected his determination to win the ball. He just put his head right in the mixer. Here's Ayman. And Goa do get to half-time. They are trailing, but only by one. You feared for them when Angelo scored as early as the 10th minute, and then even more so when Haruna Kamara added a second on 27. But Al Nassr unable to break through for a third time, and the substitute Breeson only on because of an injury to first-choice centre-forward Javi Severio, popping up, keeping his cool, and scoring Goa's first goal in the group stage of this season's AFC Champions League Two, and has given them some hope of at least maybe causing a real upset here by taking something from the game. Half-time, it is still in the mix. Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. Welcome back to the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Goa. FC Goa 1, Al Nassr 2 at half-time. Sides making their way up for the second half. FC Goa are out a good few minutes before Al Nassr, going through their warm-ups, getting ready for the second half. And what a massive 45 minutes it is for FC Goa, who have now their first goal at the group stage of this competition. Could they grab an unlikely first point against the group favourites? We've turned up here with a lot of big stars missing, but nonetheless still expecting to make it 3 wins out of 3. The team who have made a perfect start to their Saudi Pro League season as well, sitting top of that particular table. Angelo and Camera putting them 2 up inside 27 minutes, but Breeson grabbing a goal back. So the second half is underway. FC Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. Matchday 3 of Group D, the AFC Champions League 2 group stage. Ball picked up by Drazic. Started the game on the left wing, but then pushed to centre forward with the injury to Javi Severio. It's Sultan. Flicks the ball behind Breeson into Al Hassan. Spread out wide again to Wesley. Twisting and turning, trying to get the cross in, but Sangwan and Breeson sticking to the task. Looks as though Al Nassr made a change at half-time, because Abdullah Al-Kabari has come on for Al Nassr, and he's replaced Angelo in the midfield. Angelo, who scored the opening goal. Martinez. Paul Moreno with the challenge on Maran. Laid off by Drazic. Boris again, the furthest forward, the Goa right back. Here's Amri. He was engaged in intense conversation with his coach, Manuel Marquez, as the sides left the field in the first half. No doubt telling him to carry on doing what he's doing. He's been a threat, Boris. Amri. Now Borja. Cameron almost picked up the loose ball. Jingdan cleared it away for Goa. Here's Sultan. Well, look at the possession stats. No surprise in that, is there? 75% of the ball, Al Nassr. Camera. Goa knew it was going to be a game like this, backs to the wall, under immense pressure. And just hoping they could make the most of counter-attacks and set pieces. And they certainly took advantage of the former of that with Breeson's goal just before half-time. Such an experienced coach, Jorge Jesus. Amri. Jingdan across again. So often has been the last line of defence and just throws himself in there. Taking no prisoners there with that challenge, was it? But got the ball perfectly. Jorge Jesus' only continental title, though, by the way, in his immense career was the Copa Libertadores, the South American equivalent of the AFC Champions League. Here's Harib. Maran with the touchback. Now Al Hassan. Sultan. Wesley. A neat little dummy from Maran. Camera, though, couldn't pick it up. Oh, Drazic just couldn't get his toe to that. Dejan Drazic, who won a cap for Serbia at under-21 level. Played mostly in Europe, in Slovakia for Slovan Bratislava. Spells in Spain with Celta Vigo and Real Valladolid. Without being a regular by any means. Celta Vigo for a while, just played a handful of games for the first team. Landed in Goa in 2024. Drazic wins that header. And it's back with Ayman. Well, it's not full, this stadium, but those that are inside are making a terrific noise. Brilliant atmosphere. Inigo Martinez. Party atmosphere as well. All the banners up for Cristiano Ronaldo. And unfortunately not involved again. Still a wonderful opportunity to see the stardust that Al Nassr bring with them. Ayman can't get on the end of that one. It's a throw to Goa. Well, they'll be keen to grab another goal, that's for sure, Al Nassr. The longer it goes at 2-1, the more the hope and confidence of Goa will build. Al-Kaibari across. Sultan. Al-Kaibari, another example of the quality Al Nassr have in their ranks. He's Won 30 caps for Saudi Arabia. Here's Amri. Now Martinez. Touch off from camera. Oh, very nearly got on the end of that. Ayman was in there as well. There's one or two appeals in there for a foul from Al Nassr players. Sultan. Now Wesley. Khaibari. Here's Martinez. Harib. Maran. There's so many orange shirts between the man on the ball and the Goa penalty area. And they come away with it. Breeson. With Paul Moreno. Played on by Jingan. Martinez. And all the time in the world again to look up and pick a pass or hold on to the ball as he's doing. Al Hassan, as soon as they lose the ball, they immediately retreat. FC Goa. Now Khaibari out to Wesley. Sultan. Maran. Finding Ayman in space, who delivers again. Cleared away though by Paul Moreno. And back with Amri. Little touch into Maran, but the ball won back by Tavora. Sultan. Al Hassan. Al Hassan again. He's been immense in that midfield for Al Nassr. Here's Wesley. Support from Sultan. Sangwan sticking to the task. It's back now with Amri. So dominant, Al Nassr. Almost been too dominant. They lapsed in concentration to allow Goa back into the game. Here's Amri. Sultan again. Here's Wesley. Camera. Almost played it into Maran. It was well defended by Timur Asfar. Now Sangwan. Breeson. I can see what he was trying, but put way too much on that. Absolutely no chance of Udanta or Drazic getting on the end of it. Wesley. I think the return ball was meant for the Brazilian, but it was overhit. Maran disappointed with himself. Just Maran's second appearance of the season. His first game in this competition. His only previous appearance came in the 5-1 win against Al Riyadh in the Saudi Pro League. And about a month ago, he only played 4 minutes in that game. So a really much needed run out tonight for Mohamed Maran. Al Hassan. Al Khaibari into Amri. Sultan. Good 1-2 with Wesley. Can he deliver? Camera's in there. Here's Maran, and he's pulled it wide. Well, that was his big moment. Well played by Sultan. First touch was okay, but the shot was a bit of a snatch. When chances for first team appearances are difficult to come by, you need to take chances like that. Now Jorge Jesus preparing more changes. Remember, he's already brought on Al-Khaibari at half-time. That was Mohamed Simakan was one of those about to come on. The French centre-back. And Nawaf Mashari will be the other Al Nassr substitute. Al Hassan. Harib. Out to Wesley. A couple of step overs, but didn't deliver the ball. And Goa get it away. Launch forward towards Drazic. Al Hassan. Now Martinez for Al Nassr. Sultan. Backing up Sangwan. Trying to make his way into the penalty area, but David Timosvar clears it away for Goa. Well, now Nassr are about to make their changes now. So Al Hassan is coming off. Simakan is on. And Inigo Martinez is the player to make way for Simakan. And Mashari in the midfield in place of Al Hassan. So 3 changes made by Jorge Jesus. Here is Simakan straight into the action. Generally first choice centre back. Although his minutes have been limited in this competition and played just 11 minutes prior to this evening. First choice in the Saudi Pro League though. Al-Khaibari, Simakan. And here's Amri. Sultan. Now Khaibari. Played out by Ayman. Now Harib. Goa being pushed back again here. It's not the best ball though to Sultan, and Sangwan gets it away again. Was looking first time for the ball to Drazic. Here's Ayman. Inside the last half an hour, and just 1 goal between these two sides. There's no question that Goa would have taken that at the start of the evening if you told them. Harib. Camera. Half-time came at a bad time though for Goa when they were just building up, well, not so much of momentum, but they were certainly asking more questions of Al Nassr before the break. But now it's slipped back into what it was the opening half an hour of the game with Al Nassr in full control. His Camera. And they have a corner. Goa just need to stick in there remain patient, cling on, and hope they get a chance like they did in the first half for Breeson's goal. Abdulrahman Harib is across to take the corner. In towards Simakan. Timur Svar with the header away. Well, they're cutting a frustrated side despite their dominance, Al Nassr. The inability not just to not get this third goal, but they haven't really tested Tiwari in the Goa goal in the second half. Drazic. And again, Breeson is unmarked on this near side. If they can play it out to him, here is Breeson. Trying to make his way into the penalty area, took on too much though. And he had options as well. Sangwan had made a charging run forward. Drazic. Breeson needs to get up and get involved if he can. And this is where they're vulnerable now, with plenty of orange shirts forwards. And they flag up for offside against Camera. And Goa are about to make a couple of substitutions. Certainly need to use his squad, Manuel Marquez, because they have worked so hard off the ball. Ayush Shetri and Abdul Rabi are going to be brought on for Goa very shortly. A problem now for Breeson, the player who replaced Severio to good effect in the first half when the centre forward picked up an injury. Yeah, nice feet, but didn't really have the space for it to work, and Al Khaibari was there to clear. So what changes is Manuel Marquez going to make here for these two? João Felix is coming on. Vidanta and Tavorov, that is what the roar is about. So the locals here getting to see João Felix. It's good news for Al Nassr, it is good news for those supporters as well. Substitutes coming on left, right and centre here. So Rabi is on. And Ayush. And Sadio Mane on as well. Camara and Maran are off. So a double change for Al Nassr. And listen to the roar when the names of Sadio Mane and João Felix are announced by the PA. Almighty roar from the supporters, but it's just made FC Goa's hopes a whole lot harder. But here's Breeson. Breeson plays it through. The flag has stayed down. What a chance! What a chance that was for Boris. And Bento kept it out. Well, they just stopped defensively, Al Nassr, thinking that Boris was offside. And it probably isn't the right back, in all fairness, that you want in that position. But what a moment, a glorious opportunity for Boris to make it 2-2. And with Al Nassr having just brought on Sadio Mane and João Felix. Here's Wesley. Clipped over the top. Too much on it though, right the way through to Tiwari. No more changes now for Al Nassr to make, so no Kingsley Coman this evening. Simakan. Simakan again. Well, the likes of Mane and Felix were on the bench in case Al Nassr got into trouble, and they're not exactly in trouble, but the game's still in the balance. Heading towards the final 20 minutes, they lead 2-1. Both goals coming in the opening 27 minutes when it looked as though it was going to be something of a cakewalk for Al Nassr, but far from it. Here's Drazic up against Simakan. Not too many get past him. Well defended by Simakan. Here's Amri. Al-Haibari. João Felix. Not the best ball though to Wesley, and it's a throw for Goa. What a start he's made to life in Saudi Arabia, João Felix. 13 goals in 13 appearances this season in all competitions. Scored 8 in 5 in the Saudi Premier League. Now the chase is on. This is Rabi. Boris is up in support. And well covered by Mishari. They're getting moments, and that's all they can ask for, Goa. Especially with the scoreline still at 2-1. Mishari completely misjudged the header, but recovered well. Too heavy a touch from Rabi and invited the challenge. And Nassr Mishari made up for the misjudgment. Ayman. Simakan. Amri. Sadio Mane complaining he was caught there. Here's Amri. Mane and João Felix are up, but haven't really seen the ball yet. Here's Harib. Steps away from Rabi. João Felix. Clattering challenge from Jingan. Took out his own player as well as Harib. Well, I think he's a centre-back that you'd file in the no-nonsense category, isn't he? Sandesh Jingan. Old-fashioned centre-back that just takes everything. Cries of Sadio Mane all around this stadium. Well, it's easy to see why he's the captain and a big favourite amongst the Goa supporters. Certainly doesn't leave anything in the dressing room, Jingan. It's all left out on the pitch. $19 to go then. FC Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. A corner for Al Nassr. João Felix, Sadio Mane have been thrown into the mix by Jorge Jesus to try and get this across the line. But while it remains at 2-1, those Goa fans can dream. Simakan up there. João Felix with the low delivery. And that's going to be a throw for Goa off the chest of Mishari. Boris Singh with it. Oh, this finishes 2-1. He's going to be lying in bed tonight, just seeing that chance over and over again, because the flag did stay down. Don't think he could quite believe it. Bento, though, kept his cool and kept down Nassr's lead. Sultan. Up towards Mane. Steps away from the first challenge. Mashari. Mane coming short. Simakan. Again, Al Nassr very much on the front foot. Goa making it difficult, defending well. And they've most certainly limited the Al Nassr chances second half. Al Haibari. Boris with the throw. Apart from his miss, he's been one of the standouts for Goa, the right back. Mashari's throw, here's Simakan. Amri. Sultan. It's a neat 1-2. Mane and João Felix in the centre. Blocked away by Timur Svar. They certainly won't be able to relax until they've got this third goal, Al Nassr. Breeson is struggling by the looks of it. Kicked that one out and then immediately pulled up. Let's hope he's okay. There's a good outlet up there when Goa can just clear their lines. Well, he's not physically here, but he's certainly here in spirit, Ronaldo. And his name is emblazoned all over the place. Here's Rabi. Good run by Rabi. Meshri again, though, stepping across, wins it back. Al Haibari. Ayman. Harib. On again by Ayman to Al Haibari. Mane. Sadio Mane won it all with Liverpool. Touch back by Wesley. Jingan's header away. Clearance completed by Paul Moreno, but nobody up there in orange. Here's Amri. Back again with Bento. Well, they're top of the Saudi Pro League. They've made a terrific start to the season, Al Nassr. And this was supposed to be one of their more comfortable matches, but it hasn't quite turned out like that. I mean, they are leading, let's not forget that, but I think many were expecting a cricket score tonight in this cricket-loving country. João Felix. Mane with the back heel. Paul Moreno gets it away. And now Rabi, who was caught. Well, Mashari certainly put himself about since coming on. No free kick, though. Much to the surprise of Abdul Rabi. Mane, João Felix. Header away by Jingan. Cleared again by Timur Svar. Simakan's header. problem for Goa now is the introduction of Simakan has just added a whole lot of pace to Al Nassr's back line. Just going to make it even more difficult now for the speedy counter. Drazic and Breeson will probably make their match in terms of a foot race with the Frenchman. Ayman, it's a woeful effort. Didn't get hold of that at all well. Bobbled a bit, but it's a poor attempt. If you hit that off the golf tee, you'd be mightily disappointed. Calling break time as we move towards the business end of this contest. And just the one goal in it. Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. The scoreline that it was at half-time. I mean, I know the laws say you have to wear shin pads, but that's barely worth it, is it, from Nawaf Mashari? Absolutely tiny. Frantic team talk from Manuel Marquez, and why not? I don't think he or his players could probably have believed ahead of kickoff that they would be as close as this, heading towards the final 10 minutes, and with a chance of maybe snatching a point. Now Nassr have been so tight defensively, full of goals this season, against a Goa team who hadn't scored, who'd lost both their opening games, who are probably not even in their pre-season preparations yet for the start of the Indian Super League. And yet here we are at 2-1. It may not have been a full-strength Al Nassr team from kickoff, but this is still some achievement from Goa to be in the game at this point. Now Ronnie Karbuden is about to come on for FC Goa. Will be their fourth change. So last 10 minutes, Goa 1, Al Nassr 2. And whatever happens now, their team has done them mightily proud, their supporters. On the front foot here with Drazic. Simakan has it back though for Al Nassr. Sultan in space out wide. It's going to be Ronnie and Nemil, the final two changes for Goa. Ayman. Sultan. Harib into Al Haibari. There's Amri. João Felix. Harib again, it's all pensive from Al Nassr. João Felix makes the run in behind, delivers the ball across. Al Nassr pick up the pieces. In by Mashari, and the header is just wide. Tiwari was beaten to it. Sultan, the captain, the furthest forward. It's a great delivery from Mashari, and he's got to do better there, especially with the goalkeeper Tiwari committed. Perhaps he was conscious that he was about to be clattered by the goalkeeper, but Tiwari was all over the place there. He was nowhere near claiming the ball. And a big chance for Sultan goes begging, and it stays at 2-1. Well, Breeson, who came on in the first half has gone off now. Picked up a bit of a knock. And Paul Moreno is off as well, replaced by Ronnie. Nemel is the player who has come on for Breeson. Amri. Cleared away by Ronnie. Chase on for Nemel. Beaten to it by Simakan though. He's had his moment of glory. Breeson coming on and scoring. His night is over. Can somebody else step up for Goa? Ayman is the player down for Al Nassr. Simakan clattering into Ayaz Shetri. And then there's the challenge that has left Mashari down. Yeah, pretty painful one. I think that's all we need to say to describe that. Borja catching him in a pretty sensitive place. Six minutes to go. There'll be a fair bit of stoppage time though. And whatever the result here, these fans have had a wonderful evening. And they'll be delighted with just how well their team have performed, if even ultimately it ends in a third straight defeat for them. Don't support FC Goa, but you can see by the amount of variation of the shirts in the crowd, including plenty for Al Nassr, that they appreciate football the world over. Plenty of Al Nassr there, but you can see Manchester United, Real Madrid in that shot as well. A restart with a drop ball to Al Haibari, and here's Amri. Simakan. Now if Mashari is back on. Sultan. In a couple of weeks' time, FC Goa will have to do it all over again. And they travel to the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh for the second meeting. And here's Sultan. Sultan again. It's not been Al Nassr's best performance by any means. Goa have made life difficult. That's overhead all the way through to Tiwari. And even with a much weakened side, it looks as though it's going to be enough for Al Nassr to keep up their perfect start, heading for 3 wins out of 3, 9 points. Simakan. Would effectively mean that if Al Nassr beat Goa in the return match in Riyadh at 12 points, they'll be through with a couple of games to spare. All but mathematically so anyway. Here's Mane. Sultan. Drove it goalwards. Timur Svar got in the way, punched away by Tiwari. Was a bit more convincing than when he got caught in the middle of nowhere. And Sultan had the header, and here's Rabi. Rabi charging forward, squares it, and Simakan did brilliantly. Otherwise, Mohamed Nemel would have had a tap-in. Terrific wing play from Abdul Rabi. Looked up as well, he was aware that Nemel was in the centre. But the long legs of Mohamed Simakan sliding in to clear it away. Good defending, but Goa still have a corner. And as with any set piece, you never know. Timur Svar is up there. Jing'an will be forward as well. Rabi, who made that run, puts himself in the penalty area. Nervy moments for Al Nassr as the corner comes in, punched away by Bento. It's a great delivery from Borja. Very nearly went straight in. And Goa can keep up the pressure. It's where they're vulnerable as well, though. If they lose the ball, Al Nassr will be away. In by Borja. Into the side netting. Off Mashari. It's a third straight corner for Goa. Borja to take it. He's trying to score. Curls it in again, but too much height on it this time. 3 goes at it. I think the first one was the best of them. Far too much height on that. And that was already over the crossbar by the time it did dip. Timur Svar winning the ball. Rabi wins the throw. He's been lively since coming on, Abdul Rabi. Mashari just putting the ball into touch. Pitch really cutting up. Mashari's just thrown a massive divot off to the side of the pitch. Timur Svar. Drazic, oh, given away. And now it's played forward to João Felix. Harib and Mane in supports. And well cut out by Sangwan. Tiwari pounces on the loose ball. Deep into the last minute of the regulation 90, but be interested to see how much is added on. Nemel needed to get onside. He was about 2 yards offside there when he was calling for the through ball. Mashari, 6 minutes. 6 minutes remaining of the evening that these FC Goa supporters have been counting the days until when the draw was made. Sultan. I know they play them again at the start of November, but it's not the same as seeing the stars of Al Nassr in your own backyard. Here's Mane. And especially given that Goa still have a chance of snatching something from the game. Mashari. Al Haibari. Sultan. Foul by Sangwan. He could have done without that goer. It's a free kick to Al Nassr. That will buy up some valuable time. Free kick to the Saudi Pro League leaders. Harib, João Felix, both over this. Scored a hat-trick at the weekend, João Felix, in the 5-1 win against Al Fatah. Was on target against Al Zawra in the 2-0 win. No, Nassr free kick then. And it's a red card for Timur Svar. So they're finished with 10. Well, sour note to the evening. David Timur Svar showing the red cards. Well, we're going to have more than 6 minutes added on. Harib over this for Al Nassr. Whips it in, good delivery, Simakan's header. Just the wrong side of the post. Yeah, difficult header, the ball was behind him, he was under pressure from Sangwan. Has scored this season, Simakan, in the 4-0 win away to Jeddah Club in the King's Cup. Well, Timur Svar's going to be a miss for Goa in these dying embers. Like Jingan, he's put himself about. Done an awful lot of the ball winning for Goa. Amri. Sultan. Ball keeping exercise now for Al Nassr as Al Haibari knocks it on to Simakan. Now Mashari. Wesley. João Felix. And Boris bundled over by Wesley. Free kick to Goa, chance to get the ball forwards. There's a shove in the back of Boris. And Wesley showing the yellow cards. First player to be booked for Al Nassr. Well, he and Angelo in the first half were really lively for Al Nassr. Angelo replaced at half-time, and they haven't been anywhere near as creative without Angelo in this game. Harib. João Felix. Even the introduction of he and Sadio Mane haven't done a great deal to affect the game. João Felix, here he is again. Spread out to Wesley. He cuts in, Ayush clears it away, and now the chase on here for Nemel. Simakan, always favourite. Amri. Al Haibari. Well, looks as though that save from Bento from Boris Singh is going to be the telltale moment of the contest. And that is the final whistle. A brave performance from FC Goa. They had their first goal of the competition, courtesy of Breeson 3 minutes before half-time. They've battled, they've worked hard, they've dug in. But in the end, even a much weakened Al Nassr team had too much for them. It's turned into one of those games where it was just about getting the job done for Al Nassr. And thanks to first-half goals from Angelo and Camara, they have done just that. Al Nassr have got the job done. It's 3 wins out of 3 for them, 3 losses for Goa. It's finished Goa 1, Al Nassr 2.